Good morning, student. Welcome to part 2 of the first chapter, Story of Village Palampur. In the previous part, we have briefly discussed on the factor of production. Today, in this video, we will discuss in detail about the factor of production, land. Okay, we know that land is fixed and it's a scarce commodity. We have discussed earlier in part 1 that farming is the main activity in Palampur. And also 75% of the people in the village Palampu depend on farming activity, right? But there is constant rise in population, so wasteland are converted to cultivable land, and there exists no land to convert to cultivable land. What is the key aspect? You have fixed amount of land that is available. What we can do is, rather than cropping just a single crop throughout the year, we can go for multiple cropping. Multiple cropping is the practice of growing two or more crops in the same piece of land during a year. Okay, so we can go for multiple cropping. This would definitely help us to utilize land at its optimum level. Okay, so that will be one way of utilizing land at the optimum level. Next is using modern inputs like HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds. These are special type of seeds which can produce huge quantity of crops, particularly wheat and rice. Okay, then we have fertilizer, modern farm machinery, pesticide, irrigation. HYV seeds require a lot of water. Okay, so irrigation is very necessary for modern farming. Okay, so and the source of irrigation are canal, pump set, dams, and then we also have electricity for irrigation. Okay, so farming using these modern inputs is called modern farming. Okay, or farming using modern technique and technology is called modern farming. In the later 1960s, the green revolution introduced the Indian farmer to cultivation of wheat and rice using HYV of seeds. Now, in India, in the mid 1960s, okay, especially from 1965 onwards, the government, with the help of Indian geneticist M.S. Swaminathan, M.S. Swaminathan, okay, known as the father of Green Revolution in India, launched the Green Revolution. This movement lasted till 1978 and was a great success. Now let us see what is this Green Revolution. It refers to introduction of high yielding variety of seeds and increased use of fertilizer and irrigation methods. It took place during 1960, especially 1965 onwards. The end result or the objective was to make India self-sufficient when it comes to food grain. Okay, so India is now the second largest producer of wheat and rice. Now, the key aspect that we need to understand is we need to sustain the land. How we can sustain the land? Say, green revolution is associated with loss of soil fertility due to what? Due to increased use of chemical fertilizer and lowering of groundwater level in many regions. So, we need to check on the chemical fertilizer that are used. Rather than using chemical fertilizer, we can go for traditional farming. An example of traditional farming would include cow dung as manure. Then we have biogas, right? And another concern for land is deeply or lowering of groundwater in many regions. So no doubt, green revolution made India self-sufficient in food grain. But like we have discussed, it is associated with certain limitation. Okay, so it's a high time to move toward organic farming. Let us see positive and negative impact of green revolution also. Now, positive impact. Number one, HYV seeds leads to substantial increase in agricultural produce, and it helped India becoming self-sufficient in terms of food grain. Okay. Number two, we have green revolution help farmer to improve their economic conditions. The farmer can sell their product in the market, which lead to generation of income and hence improvement in economic conditions. Okay, so these are the benefits or the positive impact of green revolution. And a negative impact, green revolution require a lot of water for irrigation purpose. Okay, so green revolution is not possible in the region where rainfall is very scanty, so which will show unequal benefit derived by farmers belong to different region of our country. And then we have increased use of water resulted in lowering of groundwater level in many regions. Lastly, we have increased use of pesticide led to contamination of soil as well as water. Okay, with this we have covered second part. See you in the next part. Take care. Bye bye.